Well, hello there, everybody. How are you? So good to see you as I hit this button and then I got to hit that button. And then I have to basically say, hello, favor be unto you all. So good to see you. If you're here, then you're at the right place where you're supposed to be at. And we've been waiting on you. So welcome. And this is a second look. So if you're asking what is going on, well, I can't tell you that. Neither can my lovely co-host, Miss Trina. She can't tell you that, but we can pontificate on it. So, hello, Miss Trina. How are you, my dear? How is everything in your world?
Everything is wonderful. Everything is crazy, but wonderful. But just so much is going on right now, but good stuff, lots of fun stuff. And then waves of weird energy comes in, and then good stuff just seems to take that right away. I've been noticing a going on.
It is a lot. And, the vibe is, for the most part, I've really been digging it. And by the way, Blanca, I saw that you're going in for some sort of surgery, medical, but so we're just going to stop right now, because speaking to your body, and you can speak to your body, Blanca, and just tell your body there's nothing missing, nothing broken. Your body has the most remarkable ability to create new cells, and because that's what it's doing all the time. And so if they're errant cells, then it's time to send them the eviction notice. And we're going to be right here because we're going to be process servers. So Blanca, we just speak healing over you, and we speak peace to your body. Yes, ma'am.
Can I add another?
Oh, sure you can.
David Knoll, Hawkeye. He had a back surgery and he is in a lot of pain right now. I mean, off the charts pain. So if we could send some comfort and healing to his spine and help him out. He never asks. So it must be pretty serious.
Well, David, you got friends here, you got family, you got people who care. And a lot of us, as you well know yourself, have that ability that, we can send energy. True life story, Trina, into the audience. One of the men that I studied when I was a minister in the gospel was Smith Wigglesworth. Was born at the turn of the 19th century in London, never went to school, couldn't read or write, and delivered coal. Well, when his wife, who prayed for him every day, long story short, he got converted and found out that he had this amazing gift of healing. In fact, his gift of healing was called the Peter gift. And that is, when he came to America, America back in 1925, almost 100 years ago, almost exactly, there was this revival that broke out in Los Angeles called the Azusa Street Revival. And miraculous healings, visions were taking place. And when Smith Wigglesworth went there, it was said and documented that as his shadow passed over people, they were healed.
Wow.
Now, I say this, David, to you specifically, brother, because here was the thing that most people never knew. Here was a man who had this tremendous ability, this gifting of healing, yet he suffered intolerably from kidney stones.
Oh.
And if anyone has ever had a kidney stone, I used to suffer from them, but it was a change in diet that eliminated that. But they say that for a man to go through a kidney stone, it's and women have said this, it's almost as intense as birth.
Yeah,
birthing pains.
Yeah,
and I can tell you, I dated this woman, and I was living in Knoxville, Tennessee, and one of my last kidney stone attacks, I distorted into something she didn't even recognize. And when I got to the hospital, the emergency room, I literally bent the rails that you have on the gurneys, and that's very difficult to do. So
yes, it is.
David, we just send you love, brother, because love is all you need, but we send you healing. We speak to those discs and those nerves. The back is complex as these bodies are. So
visualize golden light healing all the nerve endings and restoring all the bone and all the disc and all the cartilage, all of it.
See, I see waves of light permeating on a surface, and as they undulate to the surface, the light brings forth healing. You know
what I always do too, Wayne, is I activate the ether first.
I
activate the ether and then bring the ether into the physical body. It seems to be a really great way.
Yeah. So, and the rest of you, hey, Yosley, how you doing? Getting your emails and get back. Hey, Jeanette, Kaz, much love to you. Mary Wins and everybody.
Hi, Mary.
Yeah. So I've seen a couple of comments that I think that they meant. It's going by too quick. That was London Man. How you doing, my friend?
Hi, London Man.
Good to see you, New Yoda and Scotty Boy.
Hi,
Mary Wynn. So, yeah. So a couple of you dudes know what it is. And if a woman, y'all know it's true story. Again, a little digression. So the way that I had the stones removed is that there's a procedure where they can go up through the urethra and grab the stone if it can't be pulverized by ultrasonic waves. When I awoke out of that procedure, I was in the recovery room and still heavily, affected from the anesthesia, but they had a Kotex where a Kotex shouldn't be for a man. I was told that I asked the doctor, hey, Chloe, I asked him where he got his degree. Was it Dr. Mengele, Institute of, Health, which he didn't take too kindly to it, but yeah.
Ouch.
Anyway, so getting right back. Hello, everybody. Let's I'll start over again. We're speaking favor over you. Nothing missing, nothing broken. That is perfection. And be of service to others. That's the boss stone. We're prospering, baby, and thank you for being a part of this. And Trina, how are you, my dear? How's your week been?
It's been so good. I've been looking at all kinds of different stuff that's going on and all these different potentials and just watching the world.
A lot of potentiality.
And I just see everybody just doing their thing, going about it like nothing's, nothing's different, nothing's changed. It's so funny. I have a feeling some pretty big changes are right around the corner for us, and people are going to be a little unprepared.
Oh, boy, and it's been prophesied, in the Colburn Bible, it was said when the destroyer went through, and their scribes and the priests said that, it would return and it would bring madness to humanity and we wouldn't be prepared. So, yeah, I think you're right.
I think so.
And it's odd because in some ways I'm seeing people, I think they're aware, but they what they tell me is that, well, there's nothing I can do about it. So, you succumb to it. You just basically, say that's how it is. And I don't know. I don't
either. It's definitely a conundrum.
Trina, that the vast majority of people, and I'm speaking to this group here, if y'all listen to us, I'm including you, most people would see us as bat crap crazy, that we are this extreme fringe. As one person recently told me, Wayne, it's great that, you think and you meditate and read and what have you, but quite frankly, the person says, I don't care. And the person said, I don't care what's up there. I don't care what's down there. They said, I have my beliefs and I don't care about the rest of it. I said, fine.
Absolutely.
Now he thought it was a waste of time to contemplate the existence, purpose of this realm. His attitude is, I'm here.
Correct.
I can't do, as he said, I can't do a GD thing about it. Don't want to.
Yep.
And he says, as far as what waits on the other side, he said, my religion makes a path for that. And he says, I don't need to do any more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Nothing
God
wrong
that
with
there's
that.
people that do hold that perspective too, because they see
Yeah.
things from a totally different place. And I think we need all of those ideas and all of those beliefs. I think it's
we do
honorable.
too.
Yeah, I think it's just fine and dandy. But my spirit and my soul, no, that's not my journey. I've been seeing things that were extraordinary from my earliest memories. It's like, no, that's just not my path, because I've always had a connection to that other world. So with that, I've always lived in two worlds.
So you know
He's
what I
just
heard?
only in one. What?
When that person was telling me this, I looked at him and I said, well, here's the difference between you and I. I don't belong here.
Yeah.
And he says, I've had enough. And he was polite. But when I told him that I don't belong here, I said, that's the difference between you and I.
Correct.
I said, I don't want to come back through here.
Correct. Yeah.
And of course, he was like, okay. Yeah.
Right.
But it's true.
Right.
I mean, what was it that I'm in this world, but not of this world. That is the mantra that, Christianity teaches. And what most religions is that, well, you're inside this meat grinder, but you're really not a part of it.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. You're in it, but you're not a part. You're only a part of it for a while, a time.
A time, so they say, a time. And boy, are we in such a time now. I mean,
yeah, what were we thinking?
there is this, it's a madness. And the thing about it is, I think you can become, how shall we say, not immune, but not affected by madness. It becomes normal.
Well, yeah, because, it's so interesting when you look at epigenetics and you look at the potential that, they always say, oh, you're genetically prone to this or genetically. And it's like now they're finding out that that's about 10% of the 90% truth of that. So there's a big window of, no, that's not accurate because of belief, what you believe. And your beliefs are based on your perceptions, and those perceptions are based upon your environment. So environment has 90% to do with what we become. It's what we're exposed to, what we're being exposed to. And as soon as the environment changes, we can transform through that. But it literally, the environment in a material realm is one of the most powerful influences upon you and your physical being and body. Because
so let's talk about that the body and then the impact it has. So I bet most people probably are not aware of this, because if you're listening to me, then you have been a part of an evolutionary change in who Homo sapiens are. Are you ready for this, Trina? So for the last almost 100 years, there has been the great experiment propagated upon humanity. And that is all of our pharmaceuticals. Paul wrote that in the end days that the pharmaceuticals would rule the world. Mankind would be under them. But now here's something that's really odd. We have been a part of this evolutionary change because all of our prescriptions, all of our drugs are petroleum based.
Yeah.
We are about, and it's happening now. In the next 3 to 5 years, you will no longer be taking a pill, because all the major pharmaceutical and minor as well are now moving to mRNA. a technology. And the difference between petroleum is that humanity has now bridged and we're entering in the age of genetics. This is a big fucking deal, folks. I mean, you got to get your head around this because, you know, we don't even know who the controllers are. But when I heard about this and I subsequently looked into this, it blew my mind away. We have literally, as one doctor wrote, that we have altered the chemistry of the human body by the injection of the pharmaceuticals, which, you know, we can all say that, you know, they're not there to cure you. They're there to help maintain you because there's no money in cures. Lots of money's in management. But because of the last 100 years, through the great consumption of the vast majority of humans through petrochemicals, this has a direct effect on our bodies. And now we are jumping to, it is, I think it's the Xers, I believe so, will probably be that last generation. And all babies being born now will begin to have in the near future this advancement. And when I read on this, what we can do genetically, the potentiality, if let's say this got into very benevolent hands, the people who really wanted to help humanity, we could eliminate all sickness.
We already can. It's potentially, you've seen miracles happen. You've seen healing.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah. But I'm talking about through over the counter.
Yeah. But that's, like I said, that's giving your power away. You're forgetting what you are and transferring it, letting somebody else do it for you. I think that's the absolute trap that humanity is going to find itself went into once again. And the consequences of it are going to be immense.
I think the consequences are going to be immense.
Yeah,
but here's the thing.
Realize technology ends up harming instead of helping us, majority speaking.
You'll be getting one shot. For instance, if you're on whatever type of medication, you'll no longer take a pill. They'll inject you. And with the way that the genetics works, and so if you step back and you look at this as a planet, we're about to take this huge leap.
That's why they're terraforming.
Yeah. Now, and anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there that I did not know that all prescription drugs, all pharmaceuticals are petroleum based.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
It's like, geez, okay.
That's why, everything though that they're creating petroleum based is all taken from some part of nature. So, like I said, it's all just it's just the highest level deception, and they said it would be good. It's just a big one, man. It's a big one. I'm going to promise you all these things, but we're not going to tell you, what the end outcome is going to be, which is going to be probably no more humans. But hey, we're just leaving that part out because that's
so. Here's another weird one. So there's the local story here where I live. I told my wife, I said, I was doing this 50 years ago, 55 years ago, but the advancement now in mental health is that doctors are now finding that the psychotropic psychedelics are having amazing healing ability where PSDs, where you have people who suffer from anxiety, they're running here in where I'm living at. There's the hospital, and the major hospitals is running this experiment, I guess you could say. But there are a number of other universities that are already doing it and have been doing it, where you can volunteer if you are depressed. And you're taking antidepressants, etc., and they will give you LSD. And the control is that some will receive a placebo, some will receive half the dose, and then there will be the other group that will receive the full dose. And what they have found is that LSD, they're finding this same with psilocybin, primarily the mushrooms, that this has Vietnam vets, Iraq combat veterans that suffer from which, I've never been in war. I don't want to be in war. But those who have bring back a lot of baggage. I mean, they're psychically, it's a mess.
Absolutely.
But anyway, my point, Hunt, is that again, something that shaman, witches, in the occult that we've known about for a very, very long time. Yeah. And then it says, what does it say about the mind?
Well, all the priests know. That's why they all wear the mushroom hats.
Yeah.
So
Brian says, why not?
Yeah.
Oh,
They've always known. I think they've always known, but these are the things that are called occult. These are the things that they keep hidden, because these are the things that truly can heal you and advance your consciousness if they're done appropriately. I mean, this stuff can change your world, and so can hypnotherapy. So can a deep trance meditation. So can a Kundalini awakening. There's a million different paths that you can reach these planes of existence. But I will tell you what, these chemicals that they take from us, and then they give us access to the ones that really don't help or heal. But the ones that really do help and heal, they make felonies.
Well, I mean, you look at it, psychedelics for the most part in most states is illegal.
I know.
mean, it's
until
ridiculous.
Recently there was no medicinal studies going on with this. It was forbidden, taboo, no way. But too many people are doing it, so they can't hide it anymore, because too many people are understanding the power that they have connecting to different parts of nature, one being medicinal psychedelic plants.
Exactly. I mean, you look at the fungi. I mean, it's amazing. I had this little adventure one time in the land of mushrooms, and they're very much aware of their spores. I'll put it that way. Because they say that, and I'm no doctor, but in a lot of the reports, that many cancers are caused because of parasites. They're parasitics in all of us. We're all infected with parasites. It's just that some bodies have the ability to maintain and keep an edge on it. Other bodies are not. So, but again, these processes have a tendency to flush the body of these parasitic things. And and
I think a lot of them are etheric. They're in the energy field. I mean, these things go through all kinds. We are bacteria, parasites, viruses. That's what creates our human body. So there's a very delicate balance between a healthy state and a dis-ease state. So but parasites.
Mr. Smith said that we're a virus. He says, humans.
I think that could be right.
I'm talking the Matrix,
I know.
Mr. Smith, it's like
Mr. Smith
telling Morpheus that he says I can smell your filth, and he says you're like a virus. Wherever you go, you alter the environment. You don't add to it.
Yeah.
Everyone in the chat room going, yeah, this is really a good one.
It's well, think about it, we everything that's being done here is being done through man, even though they're being manipulated or told to do horrible things like kill other people. They do it because they think they're doing something good, because they're being deceived. Because you can't destroy the planet and destroy other human beings and think that any of that is good. And then we got these environmentalists that are trying to claim that they're protecting the planet, but yet we've got trains spilling over with toxic chemicals. They're blowing stuff up in the air. Volcanoes are going off. We're in trouble with all that. That's going to do more damage than our cars over 100,000 years.
It's
So
nuts.
it's completely nuts. It's mind blowing.
So I wanted to show this to you. It's interesting. I came across this document and I thought this, give me 1 second here, hon, is he hits it up there. And let me there we go. So check this out, Trina. This is right up our wheelhouse. So there's apparently 8 estates of probation and progression. And these are known as eternal progression in the scriptures, supposedly, and is in reality the doctrine of the mysteries of godliness. Check this out. So in the first estate, you are born as a spirit. This has a pre-existence, prior creation, dealing to millenniums. It's likened into the outer darkness. Many deacons in the Aaronic priesthood, Levitical priesthood. But I wanted to go back up here. So born once mortal, right?
Yeah.
So mortal probation, terrestrial age. It's likened into the terrestrial kingdom. The next one is born immortal.
Wow.
This is the millennial world. This is the terrestrial age as well. It's likened into the terrestrial kingdom. Get this one. Born 9 times into mortality. Eternal lives. Born 3 times in 3 creations.
Wow.
This is when I read this, my mind inside is just going, whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
This estate is likened into the celestial, just men made perfect spirits. And this is the current priesthood is held by Melchizedek, excuse me. So the 5th estate, once you've reached the 4th estate, you're going to be born 9 times into mortality, means 9 times through this realm. Interesting. Or you will be born 3 times in 3 different creations.
Wow.
Yeah. Exactly. I went, whoa, time out. Because we're taught one-dimensionally here that, there was a creation event and then there ain't no more creation. This is saying just the opposite. There are numerous creations.
And that's what I see. This makes so much sense to me. I'm like, wow, this is cool. This makes a lot of sense.
It's like,
We've got layers of our etheric field that are connected to all the planets in our solar system, and we're potentially existing as beings within those constructs of those consciousnesses of those planets as same time as this one. I'm seeing so many potentials with that. That makes a lot of resonance to me.
So the 5th estate, apparently not many of us are in the 5th estate. Many of us are either in the 3rd, the 2nd, few are in the 4th, but very few are in the 5th. It's born twice into mortality, comes down to 3 times. The estate creations, what this produces is a Messiah of the world, Savior for all mankind. The estate is linked to Yeshua, the temporal son of this creation and the only begotten of the Father Yah. Again, you choose who you want to put in there. I ain't got nothing. So this 6th estate, wow. And if this awaits for all of us, then our journey apparently is really just begun. Hello, carpenters. The 6th estate, Trina, is that we descends from celestial to terrestrial, lays down the body, and reascends. Adam of worlds, father of the elect, pre-flood. Again, this is Judeo-Christian, so you'll see it. G-D, this is, to respect the Jewish faith, is the temporal father of this creation. Now, when I read that, I said, I've never have I heard this. But in a sense and in a vein, I could see how this egregore got formed, is the temporary father of this creation. Not the permanent. Doesn't even say he's the red one. Yeah.
I would think it would be an artificial intelligence. It would be a replica.
Here's your Lord thing. Lord of the earth, king unto the most high, God.
Yeah, pretty much.
Seventh estate. Not born, comes twice to Eden, and after the final judgment for 1,000 years. Now, this is the story where the Christian picked up and inserted the whole story of, this 1,000-year reign. But my point is that so few of us ever think about the estate. The eighth estate is remain in heaven or a planet called celestial. Have you ever heard of a planet called celestial?
That just sounds familiar in my soul, but I've never heard of it
I've
before,
never heard of that.
But it sounds familiar in my soul. It's like, no, but yes, you do know that. I was like, I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to do some investigation on that. Oh, that is going to be a fun place to travel.
It's on a planet called celestial.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Celestial. It all begins in the celestial realms. That makes so much
weird,
sense.
Isn't it?
I love it. I mean, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff that makes me excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense from what my consciousness has shown me, because I like to do my own investigation.
So I can take from this the truth. I mean, I don't have to buy into the Elohim and the El and what have you. I mean, fine.
I
if
think
it
the
exists.
Elohim are rays of light. They're projectors of consciousness that come from. It's all a cloud.
Maybe they come from the planet celestial.
I think that the ones we see come from Orion, which is the artificial matrix. We don't get to see the real one, Wayne. They block it.
I just want to know where planet celestial is.
That's interesting.
Isn't it?
I wonder if it's the great central sun in aspect, like an aspect of a great central sun. That's what I don't even think it's in our galaxy. Alcyon. It's not. And that's what I was saying, but it's not Alcyon. So it's not that. Yeah.
I mean, if it's not the Milky Way, it's not Andromeda. I mean, where is it? Where's this place? And now this adds, what was it? The papers. I got the book right over there in the library. I'll think of it here in a second. But it talked about a place that you go to, and they defined it, we defined it as a place called paradise. But paradise is really kind of the launching point. If you make it there, it is said that it has the ability to take you to a place that we haven't even written about. We don't know about.
Yeah, see, that's when it's so hard to put into words, but when I was looking at this whole construct and how big it is and all this stuff, and then that's when I started getting the be careful of the Jesus trap. And that was when I started to be able to conceptualize that there's this realm is a copy of the truth. It's a fractal, it's an inversion. It's not real in essence but it is real. But it's not organic. And that was the fake versus the real. So everything that we are connecting to in this construct is going to be based on technology and electricity. Where the realms that we emanate from originally, they're not electrical. They're plasma, they're light, they're fluid. There's no It's just, we don't have words for whatever this is. We just don't have words for it. We don't understand it because we can't perceive it while we're veiled in this dimension. We just can't. So that's what was explained
In the
to me.
book,
And that blew it all open. I'm like, it's all fake.
Well, and it is, and it leads one to just biocentrism. It's one of those things that says that I still like it. This plane of existence is dark. Light is artificial. Light has no physical properties to it. The darkness consumes energy. Light is food for darkness.
Yes.
The two types of light is that there is what we call a physical light, and then there is the invisible light.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We can't see it. We can't see it. That's all I know is we can't see it. We can't see it. So
some of us are exchange. I often like to think that maybe we're exchange students, but there is those that are actually created from the essence of this dark realm. That this is home. There are those who intrude into this realm who are of this other, I don't even know if you can say substance. Let's just use that word. And sometimes it's as an explorer. Sometimes it's as emissaries. But we do the same. I say we because we're in the dark realm. We send as well into their realm. And this is where some of us have gotten lost.
What I see, Wayne, is from the one, which is all, it emanates parts of itself, but it's still from the one and it's the all. When you go through your first initial separation from that light we can't see, that's when we become dual. And as soon as you become dual, positive, negative charge in a Torah field, that's what creates the Torah. You enter the Torah field, the vortex energy systems.
But that's a trap. The toroidal shape is a trap.
Full on. So this is what I'm saying. As soon as you get split, you get divided, there's two of you created. I see there's twins. You got a dark twin and a light twin. So you want to talk about all these, it's you.
See, I question the concept, because someone said, Steiger, you become an agnostic. I don't know about that, but, I don't believe in that there is some God that has a penis that's sitting on a throne that has this aversion to the feminine, and that somehow or another that this is a glorious creation and he or it is the all. My contention is it may be the all here.
Correct.
But if I'm in another, if there is a realm, I don't know what else to say, that because I can't describe that which I cannot physically see. But what if there are many alls? Within each realm, it is the all.
There are. You
should have seen your face. Like it's just
I don't even know how to put this into words other than yes. Yes. For real. That's, remember, a spaceship inside of a spaceship inside of a spaceship.
Yeah.
Inside of a
the nesting Russian dolls, it's like
the doll inside the doll inside. Yes, you bingo, baby. You got it. Every dimension is its own reality with its own perceptions, its own laws, its own rules, its own physics, its own everything. 0 through 9 here. That's what we're dealing with. 0 through 9 here. Yeah. Binary code 0 through 9. Yeah.
I mean, it's so unique, this plane of existence. I mean, it really is. I find myself sometimes, I'm reading and Lynn's reading on the other side in the couch, and I'll start laughing because the preposterousness of the existence of this realm is at times, I have to tell you, I told Lynn, I said, this place is just fucked up, honey. I said,
right.
I don't know whatever word to use, because there isn't a proper adjective that could actually, a verb that could actually, I said, it's messed up. It's messed up from the very beginning to the very end.
I knew it when I was 3, Wayne. I did.
Yeah, I believe that,
I
hon.
knew it
Yeah.
when I was little. I'm like, this place is all wrong. I can't fly anymore. I was mad. I was like, this place is just all messed up. People don't know what's going on. They don't even know they're more than their body. They think there's only one of them. I knew there was more of me than just my physical body. I knew it. I was so connected to it when I was a child. All of us are. I just think we forget. But I like her. She's fabulous, my little child. Oh my gosh, she's my best part of me. So I've never relinquished that, right? I'm like, that's my buddy. That's the best part of me. I'm like, I love that. So we are so much more than we remember. The older we get, the more anchored in this reality we get, and the more matter we take on. It's just, it's a conundrum. And when it feels so real, and it is real because consciousness is able to perceive through any kind of vessel. And this is the vessel that we're currently inhabiting. So, but you can inhabit any other vessel and experience their reality as that vessel. So we have that possibility as well. Human potentials not
works,
yet worked
with a lot of, with hospice patients. And it's interesting because there's clearly, it's so interesting listening to her talk about her cases that she's on. And it's interesting because there are those who seem to go, we've talked about this, that ease out. There's one particularly I'm thinking, and this individual is ready to go. Had enough of us. Had enough of this world, had enough of its politics. This person actually was quoted as saying, "It holds nothing for me." And I went, wow.
I can't wait to see how high that one soars.
Well,
I think
here's something
really,
that I didn't know. Do you know in Canada, you have, and I think Nina was talking about this. By the way, I'm inviting Nina on with JT. Wasn't JT a wild guess?
Mm-hmm.
That was some heavy stuff. I mean,
yeah. Yeah.
But
I did see the energies inside him. I was like, dude, are you going to be able to hold those, or are you going to pop right on camera? Wow. Yeah.
It was, I think it's going to be interesting. But in Canada,
I will tell you though,
what's that?
The working and invoking succubuses with people, I've never seen that work out good. So just my own opinion on that.
Like I said, I have
seen that good ever.
It's a 180-degree perspective.
It is, and it's unfortunately it's going to have some serious. It's going to manifest. See, you entangle your energy with these beings.
But you know what? I can say the same thing with people who have had the same encounters with the Holy Spirit.
It's fact. You entangle with energies you come into contact with.
I know of women who've had orgasms with the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, see now, I don't
at
know
a point of praise
Spirit.
and worship.
That could be a succubus. I mean,
well, but I don't see a succubus coming into a church. Do you?
Oh, you bet.
Okay, so let's establish that.
So ground is a wonderful.
Okay, so now we said that
they're willing to open up to whatever they think is.
Okay,
there.
But hear me out on this, because what you're implying is that so you have something as holy and as sacred as the Spirit of God, the Holy Spirit, and in the same confounds you have, if you believe the legends of the stories, these are the offspring of Lilith, which are the demons and demonesses.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've said this before, it's a Sam's Club, you know.
It is.
It's just a big box store, you know, you walk in. So, but, you know, but here and I know we got off a little bit, but this is an interesting discussion, Trina. I'm glad we're having it, because as I was pointing out in the conversation, because it was, as you know, the buffering issue, but it was one that I'm saying to myself, well, now wait a minute. We've been taught that it is always negative, always bad, and that they feed upon us. Okay, but I see billions of people being fed upon religion every day. I mean, but so what if, and I'm just saying what if, because, excuse me, those creatures, if you believe what is written about them, that they are stuck here. There's no escape for them. And if the earth was ever to be pulverized and end, they end. They feed on us because we are not of them, that, you know, we have an energy, but so does every God feeds upon us. It says in the Bible that God inhabits the praise of his people.
You know, I wonder if it's another lie. Like these demons think they can't die, but maybe they can't die. It's only because they believe they can't die. But you got to figure, if Lilith created the demonics on this planet, Lilith is an immortal and she carries the divine spark. So within the fractals of those demons, they have that divine spark as well, just like we do. So with that, I can't buy it because energy is not destroyable.
See,
you can't destroy it.
The demons, I mean, you know, and my point is that the perception that I have of Lilith is a 180 of what the world and religions teach. And my point is if this is the offspring of Lilith, then who best to be able to talk to about Lilith? Who best could be able, I mean, there's just two ways, because, you know, I see people who will prophesy under the anointing of the Holy Spirit back in the day. And I look into the occult world, the paganism, and I'm going, there's no difference here. It seems like the only difference is that there's a different list of characters. You know, I mean, we call upon angels and, you know, to do our bidding. So it's exclusive to one side only?
No,
I don't think so, because I haven't read of a demon. Quote me on this. I haven't read of a demon's name that has taken the personal responsibility of slaying innocent babies in one night, if you read the story in the Exodus. I haven't met a demon or Lucifer or a Satan who's taken credit of slaying, if you read the story in the book of Kings, I believe, of 180,000 men in one night. This is what Gabriel did. Yet we immortalize Gabriel, fall in love with Gabriel, pray to Gabriel, ask Gabriel for the help, and I'm going, but yet you're telling me that Lilith and her succubuses and incubuses, these are the bad ones? Maybe I'm confused. And listen, it very well could be. Maybe I am. But no one can answer the question.
It's such a, like, what I see to make all of it exist is everything is divided. Everything is divided. So they want you to hate the demons and love the daemons. And, you know, everything is about separation, separation, separation. People need to understand that you're all of it. We're all of it. But you have free will here to choose what you want to connect to. Do you want to connect to loving vibrations, or do you want to connect to more darker vibrations? And that's all about perspective. Perspective, it's what do you believe? So you're here choosing and learning. And I think one of the biggest things we're here to learn is discernment, is how can you tell what's what? Because wow, everything here is backwards, upside down, and not right. So it's
Trina, you take the show for a second. I have to go and tend to something. So
okay, no problem. So it's a very challenging situation for us to be in an illusion, within a matrix that everything is split in half. So the only way that I can see to make any sense of it is, that's why the shadow work is kind of important. We have to understand our darkness and understand our light and observe all of it and learn how to discern it. And through that discernment, you can gain more power in yourself. The biggest problem that I'm seeing lately is so many people are giving their power away to belief systems, to angels, to demons, to whatever it would be. And I think ultimately, I think that's the only thing that you came here to try to overcome, was to actually be able to trust yourself in a world of delusion, and anchor your own spiritual light and anchor your own power. And through that, you can connect to all the energy in the entire cosmos, and you can have access to all of it through your own will.
And to add to that, Trina, because I was hearing on the speakers, it's interesting, because here's another thought. What if you're here to contend with these spiritual beings? I mean, if you're eventually going to be superior to them.
Wayne, I've seen that happen so many times with people who have done that. Oh man, wow, bad things happen.
What, when they contend with them or call on them?
No, try to contend and try to understand and try to work and heal them and battle them and all of these.
Do you think that they're superior to us? Yes or no? Okay,
no.
So then,
but I think when you start entertaining these energies, you get entangled with them. And as soon as you get entangled with them, oh my God, more show up. So it creates a web of consciousness that you're now connecting to, and it's filled with a lot of entities that are kind of screwed up.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
My worst encounters with the most evilest, wicked, deceitful, lying bastards across there have been humans. I've never met a spirit, never met a demon, never met anyone that I could ever say equal the deception, the hurt, the maliciousness of another human being.
Yes.
So if there's a spirit, an angel, a demon out there that thinks it's superior in that aspect, well, I doubt if they'll find me to be of a company, because I will and I do kick their ass.
Well, yeah, because you know that it's part of you.
But my point is, it's humans that I have seen to be the most evilest of all spirits in this realm or the ethereal. I have not met a spirit in the ethereal realm that could match the deceptiveness, the wickedness of another human being.
I've had people who have entertained relationships with some pretty high level demonic entities, and they said that the things that they have witnessed them do that they could not even conceive as a human being.
And I believe that, Trina. I really do. I mean, it's
lose
so
their
true.
Freaking mind. They went batshit crazy, and so did your ancestor. He started dealing with these energies, and he took his life. This is warning.
Nick would he went over the edge. I mean, he it's one thing to go up over the edge. Back in my youth, I loved rappelling. It was the reason why I did it was that it was the rush. I mean, but yeah. But he went way overboard, and and it makes sense, because Lester Summerall was the teacher that I learned under about demons and angels. And I look back now, and although he was, in the Christian faith, the man knew more of the occult than any person I have met in understanding these creatures. Mm-hmm. But as he said, that the thing about these so-called angelics, these demons and what have you, he said, that the thing about it is, when they look at us, they don't understand us. And this is what he said was what the difference in between when you really know a person is possessed, the reason why they start freaking out is that you've got a spirit that has no idea how to relate to physicality.
Yes, it's just like an infant going into a physical body. It can't do anything.
And the opposite is true of an individual who goes into the spirit realm unprepared. you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Yep. But only if you give your power away. That's what
But
it
you see,
all
my
is.
point is the spirit doesn't know what the five senses are. And so it's a rush to your consciousness that when you suddenly have these five senses, it's true when you get into the spirit realm where you don't have these five senses. You have a lot more.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's bigger.
Yeah, and that's
bigger.
That's what people get tripped up on.
Yeah,
dear.
you get to see in this realm, right? You get to see.
Yeah,
in
you
front of
do.
you.
Yeah.
You see what's
Yeah.
in front of your face. When
Mhm.
you're there, you get to see behind you, below you, above you, beneath each side of you, 360 degrees, baby. And then you can multiply that as many times as you want by experiencing through other beings of light. We do the same as humans.
It's interesting. Does the light know where the ceiling is and where the floor is at?
I would say,
It's like,
wow, yeah, that's such a big question right there. That's
I don't know. It's like, geez, I love this group.
Yeah.
Esley says, I saw your comment earlier is that human emotions is what creates these. I think it's what he said in these beings. Grace says it's worse when a human sends a spirit to cause problems.
Yeah, I think that could be true.
Grace, that's like pissing in the wind, because it may cause you havoc, but it's going to go back on that individual. Go ahead.
The vision that just came flashing in my mind was that when I saw my mom praying over me when I was a baby, that light, Wayne, come to think of it, I've never seen anything more powerful than that. Ever.
It's odd what our parents do, isn't it? My mother, who I did not know.
That's why I'm like, wonder why I was just shown that. That's and she was praying.
Well,
for my
here's
life.
Interesting, because I did not know my mother, but she came out when I guess I was a year and a half old. My brother was just 4 or 5 months old. Now, here's the weird thing about it. She had me baptized, but not my brother. And if you look at our lives past, mine has always been on the spiritual aspect. My brother's has not.
Wow, that's interesting.
So I not saying anything to it, but yet when you get down the path and you can look back, you go, well, so was there something to that?
And it's about an emotion. They keep showing me that the light was a reflection of the
Well, she snuck me out, in fact.
That's what I'm saying. There's something
she
about
snuck me out of my grandparents. They didn't know, neither did my dad. They'd have freaked.
She knew she needed to protect you. She put
in
a
her
shield
way,
of protection. That was her shield of protection for you. That's powerful, Wayne. And it was based on a very protective emotion. And my mom, that was hers. It was a protective emotion. Don't take her from me. She wanted me to live. So she was praying for my life to be spared, basically, and with all her heart, apparently, because holy wow, the light that comes out of that. So, like I said, interesting. And you couldn't see that light from everybody, only when it was activated within them. Unbelievable. Wow.
There's something to this. Again,
something to this.
She did something, and I guess parents have that ability. But she passed that on to me. She thought it was important enough, again, to risk, the whole,
family thing. What did you do? Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, that's big. That's a big deal.
Thank you, Mom.
Right. She
appreciate
knew what
it. Wherever you are, Mother, I just speak favor to you, dear.
It's so funny. She knew what she was doing, and I wonder if she would have done it to your brother, she could have gotten away with it.
I think I don't know. Now, as the story has been told, that she had that time, but no, she did not.
Interesting,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's very interesting. There's something profound with that, way, and there really is. There's a profound truth in that.
There is something to this stuff, man. I'm just hey, Ruby, how you doing, dear? Mike, good to see you, and Eric, and Mr. C.
Hi,
good to see you, Regina, and John. Good to see you. Wow, Trina, this has been it's kind of like a roller coaster, it's like the one in Long Island, and you just do the whip around. This has been a fun one.
Yeah, it's good to contemplate these deep things, because these are things that, I don't think our consciousness has had access to for a very long time. So I'm grateful that all these things are showing up. And like I said, for me, through this whole process, I've learned over and over again, what the first sentence I ever spoke was, "No, Mom, I do it." And this is
I
no,
love
Mom,
that.
I do it. So I think we're here to learn how to actually do it. It's like we learn, but we need to do. And be careful with what you entangle your energies with, because they will leave a mark upon your energy field. It's just my fair warning for that. Be very discernful with what you connect to. Like I said, I've met with Lilith before, and I've seen a couple different sides of her, and that was probably shown to me because I'm a female, and I can understand those things within her very intimately. So there is much wisdom in the dark as much as the light, but I would just suggest be careful, because I've seen a lot of hard things happen to people who entangle with dark energy for too long of a time. I think all things can be used for investigation, inquiry, but be very careful with contracting. And they contract in ways you don't understand and in ways that you cannot see. So that, again, be careful.
I tell him, if you want to make a contract to me, kiss my ass first, but no, not really. And
Right.
Brian,
that could be a contract.
Could be, couldn't it?
Think about the power of kiss in the Bible, even in the kiss of death, the kiss.
Well, you know the difference between a brown noser and ass kisser?
What?
You know the difference between a brown noser and ass kisser? Depth perception.
Jeez. Oh boy, Wayne. Depth perception. Shit. Literally. Oh my God.
All righty, everybody. We'll end on a good note like that. Thank you, Trina. Much love to you, darling. And thank all of you. Namaste to all of you beautiful people. And we so love you. And keep your vision clear. That's the best.
Yeah, and just do what feels good in your heart and in your gut. And if you're doing that, you're fine.
Oh, yes, indeed. Chloe, we got to get you on, dear. I want to get you on.
I just love her.
Yeah, I want to get her on.
Oh, she's such a doll.
So come on. Why don't you come on next week?
Come hang out with us, Chloe.
Come hang out with us, And listen, if any of you others would like to come on, just let us know, and we'd love to entertain all of you.
It's just so good to see all of the tribe and their faces, and when you even if we don't get to see each other in person, when we see each other in camera, it's a different layer of a connection, and it's just really powerful, and I love it.
Going to see actually a couple this weekend. They're coming through my area, and so Charlie and his lovely wife. So
that's so wonderful.
Yeah, Amy as well.
And prayers to our soul tribe who need it. David Knoll.
Yes.
Upcoming surgeries, all of it. Just send lots of love and healing to all of our soul tribe, and anybody in the world who would want to receive it and forgot to ask. We send it to you as well.
Yes. So be it.
So be it.
We create what we speak.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert V. Good to see you, brother. Much love to you. I think you've been on vacation, Lori. Good to see you. All right. Until next week.